Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday ArenaNet devs showed some showcase for the upcoming spear skills for every class, including the Necromancer. If you want the summarized version, the weapon looks really cool for a Reaper playstyle. It turns the Necro into an assassin that life steals. Basically, that's really cool. It's a melee weapon with teleport and damage boost, and even lifesteal. And seems that it will be very strong in PvP because it gives you the ability to actually negate buffs from enemies before being casted even. That's actually a new mechanic in the game, no other class have that ability. So expect to see Reapers and Necro in general in PvP meta. This weapon looks like it can be used for Harbinger too, for sure, but I doubt it'll work on Scourge. It's a melee weapon with power scaling. We don't know the numbers yet. There will be a beta for the weapons next week. I'll try and see how it goes. I love all the animations on this weapon, by the way. I kinda like it more than the dual swords. And it stacks these things called soul shards. It's the same mechanic as the carapace that the Necro have, but it gives lifesteal and damage, and it boosts your other spear skills. The weapon only have one chill application, it's the auto attacks, so I doubt it'll work for Condition Reaper, but we'll see, maybe they'll chill something. This is the second time they make a weapon for Necromancer that isn't about necromancy, and I'm not complaining. The second skill is really strong. It's the same as Gravedigger from the Greatsword. It even deal more damage if the target is lower than 50% HP. The third skill is a CC skill. It can be a root or a daze depending on the situation, and it also siphons health because of the soul shards mechanic. The fourth skill is every assassin's teleport ambush skill, and I really love it. It's really fast and bursty. This can actually make me wanna do PvP with my Reaper. And the fifth skill is the AoE skill that negates people from using their buffs or enemies, monsters, and that's it. Now I'll leave you with the most important things that have been said about the spear for the Necromancer from the devs.
If you can generate some soul shard, then you'll be able to fire off your 2 skill, do a decent chunk of damage, also get some good life stealing back. And this is the skill that consumes all of your active soul shards. So other attacks from your auto or the 3, 4, 5 or your shroud skills, none of those things will consume the shards, so you can build them up to this kind of big moment of power with Perforate, which also does increase damage against low health foes. So that on top of the soul shard execute damage, you can potentially create some pretty big burst with if build up 6 soul shards, Perforate, big damage against low health foes. But next we have skill 3. We can talk about skill 3, which is Addle. If you strike a target that is using a skill, you're going to get more of all that. So more soul shards, more daze duration, more life force. We're also going to see that if you already have a number of soul shards, this skill will also immobilize. So if you have 4 or more soul shards, pressing this button will guarantee immobilize. Still get the daze. You can still get the bonus effect daze against enemy using a skill, but also gives you that mob to set up your final burst with Perforate. This is Isolate. This is a ranged throw a spear at your target, and it will mark them, and you can then reactivate the skill to teleport into your target. And the extra hook to this skill does some vuln, does some chill, but it also, if you target an isolated foe, that's the name, but a foe who has no allies around of their own, you're going to get some bonus soul shards when you teleport in. And this is a sweeping AoE attack that's going to give you some might and generate some soul shards for each target hit. And it's going to apply a new debuff that is specific to this skill. It's called Extirpation, a very lovely noun version of the word. But the way that this debuff is going to work is that it will negate incoming boons, but it's stack-based. So it's kind of similar to Winds of Disenchantment we've seen on Spellbreaker, but that is just as long as you have the debuff, you have the boon debuff. This is a stack-based version of that, so it will prevent a number of incoming boons.